The year 2020 brought a new set of challenges to every city department as we dealt with the many issues related to COVID-19. While we normally devote staff time every year to planning for emergency disasters, nothing could have fully prepared us for this pandemic. However, city employees met the challenges of the pandemic, and we were able to provide essential services without interruptions. This included police, fire EMS, electric, water wastewater, sanitation, and building permit inspection services. One thing that the virus has taught all of us is the importance of being flexible so that we can react to suddenly changing conditions. We apparently reacted quite well as we realized many major accomplishments that are included in this video. Our local economy rebounded well after several months of decreased activity, and the city's financial position also improved due to budget adjustments that were made during the year. As 2020 came to a close, we started to see hopeful signs that the impact from the virus was diminishing. When reflecting on the past year, several accomplishments rise to the top of the list. These include securing designation as a dark sky community by the International Dark Sky Association, continued implementation of recommendations included in the Community Visioning Study, working with TxDOT and Gillespie County to complete the Relief Route Feasibility Study, initiated planning for the 2024 Eclipse event, completed a major study on roadway improvements for possible future bond election, completed coordination efforts with the Census Bureau to ensure an accurate local population count. We also initiated fundraising for major improvements at market plots, including a new playground, restrooms, and a meeting room. We continued construction of major water improvements included in the $18 million Water Revenue Bond Project. We completed construction of the new electric services building and reduced expenses in all city departments in response to expected decreases in revenue due to COVID-19. We administered a successful November election, and we are ranked in the top 50 safest cities by several statewide professional organizations. One of our primary goals for the coming year is to continue to protect the public and our employees from potential exposure to the coronavirus while we continue to progress as a community. This will require partnerships with local organizations and the public as we work together in a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. We should not lose sight of the fact that the City of Fredericksburg is the envy of many cities across the state due to our resilience in dealing with challenges and our ability to take advantage of opportunities that present themselves now and in the future. The office of the City Secretary is one of the most interesting offices within the city government due to the large variety of duties. This office is at the forefront of the legislative and administrative processes in local government. There are many jobs that the City Secretary office performs. The ones that stand out the most are the legislative duties, which include City Council agenda preparation and posting as required by the Texas Open Meetings Act, preparing minutes and conducting city elections. The City Secretary's office is also the custodian of city records, and when visiting or calling City Hall, that person greeting you is usually a member of the City Secretary's office. In 2020, the City Secretary's office was the recipient of the Municipal Clerk's Office Achievement of Excellence Award by the Texas Municipal Clerks Association. 2020 was a busy year for development in the City of Fredericksburg. Commercial construction saw a 20% increase in activity over 2019, as well as the addition of several new businesses to the community. A total of 24 building permits were issued for new commercial construction, and 43 permits were also issued for commercial remodels or additions. A total of approximately 100 permits were issued for new single-family residential homes, and another 247 permits were issued for residences that included additions, alterations, accessory buildings, and other property development. Short-term rentals continued to be a booming industry for the City of Fredericksburg, with 654 STR permits issued. Code enforcement stayed busy monitoring the city for various code violations. A total of approximately 1,000 violations were observed and addressed. The city kicked off the update of the Historic District Design Guidelines in January of 2020 with a well-attended public meeting at the Pioneer Museum that included presentations from staff and the guideline consultants. The city hosted 2 virtual public meetings to go over the draft document, and a workshop was held in October to fine-tune comments on the draft. The Historic Review Board made a recommendation on their comments to be sent back to the consultants in December. A final draft will be released in early 2021 for the Historic Review Board and City Council adoption. Staff issued 96 administrative certificates of appropriateness, and the Historic Review Board reviewed 58. Over the past year, the Engineering Division of the Public Works Department has assisted all divisions within Public Works and other city departments in the review, development, and implementation of a number of capital improvement plan projects and other various systems and programs. CIP projects involving the Engineering Division include street, drainage, sanitation, electric, water, and wastewater projects. Projects completed in 2020 include improvements to pavement and sidewalks throughout the city as part of the annual paving and sidewalk improvement programs. Additionally, engineering staff designed and provided project management oversight for the completion of the landfill cell number 8, a traffic impact study related to short and medium-term roadway improvement projects, installation of an always stop condition at the intersection of West Austin Street and North Milam, storm sewer improvements at Old Fair Park and off of Industrial Loop, 2018 water bond projects, and the new electric department building at the city warehouse. In addition, the city applied for and received a grant through the Flood Infrastructure Fund for installation of flood early warning systems at 5 low water crossings throughout the city. In addition to their regular duties associated with the operation and maintenance of the city's electric distribution system, the City of Fredericksburg Electric Division is also responsible for a number of special seasonal projects within the city. This includes the installation, removal, and maintenance of Christmas lights on buildings, stringing of lights across Main Street, and hanging of wreaths on poles along Main Street during the holiday season. The Street Division of the Public Works Department maintains over 100 miles of streets throughout Fredericksburg. As part of the program to maintain these streets, the Street Division performs an annual paving project where 10% of all city streets are paved or sealed each year. The city's fleet of light vehicles and heavy equipment is maintained by 3 mechanics from the Street Division. State vehicle inspections are done in-house, and vehicles being sold are also prepped in the city shop. A free service that the city provides is the city-wide leaf collection program. Twice each year, leaves are collected and transported to the city landfill and made into compost for lawn and garden use. Approximately 3,000 cubic yards are processed each year. This past year, the Water Division treated and delivered over 850 million gallons of potable water to the city's water distribution system and our customers. All conservation measures are still in effect and being enforced. Crews responded to over 514 calls for service, which range from water shutoffs, leaks, to pressure issues and sewer stop-ups. Crews also performed over 1,300 line locates as part of the 811 system for contractors, citizens, and other utility companies. In addition, city crews help contractors replace all the water meters in our distribution system. Crews also started a valve maintenance program and started painting fire hydrants citywide. The water reclamation facility treated 428 million gallons of wastewater and pumped 235 million gallons of effluent water to our local golf courses. In 2020, approximately 37,432 tons of garbage were placed in our landfill. 5,077 tons was city residential garbage picked up by city crews. The division chipped 15,631 piles of brush at 301 tons from curbside collection. Also, 1,312 tons of brush were collected at the landfill. Approximately 184 tons of grass clippings and leaves were added to the compost operation, while approximately 1,317 cubic yards of double-ground wood chips were sold, along with 283 cubic yards of compost. The City of Fredericksburg Recycling Center recycled over 404 tons of material in 2020. This consisted of approximately 273 tons of cardboard, 11 tons of aluminum, and 120 tons of steel. Stormwater and vegetation management is needed to protect our community and environment from the potential impacts of stormwater runoff, such as flooding, erosion, damage to aquatic habitat, and pollution of streams and rivers. During the 2020 fiscal year, stormwater and vegetation management crews focused on improved maintenance of public right-of-way and drainage ways, clearing debris from storm sewer inlets, and erosion repair and prevention. Additionally, crews have trimmed and removed tree and brush from approximately 25 lane miles of power lines, alleyways, and roadways, allowing for better vision and less power outages. Crews also mowed approximately 10 lane miles of right-of-ways and city-maintained detention ponds, along with the installation of storm sewer improvements at Old Fair Park. At Lady Bird Golf Course, January 1st of 2020 arrived with the same excitement that we see each year at the turning of the page, with all the possibilities ahead. Then came the news of the virus spreading in the Far East, yet the future seemed bright. By the time spring break began in Texas, it became clear that things were about to change in a way none of us had ever experienced before. Out of an abundance of caution, Lady Bird Golf Course closed its doors on April 2nd with no real clear plan as to what would happen next. When Lady Bird reopened its doors on May 1st, we were met with a rush of excitement for golf that has not been seen in decades. The golf course was the place to be, as young golfers, old, beginners, and experienced saw the greens as an escape from the indoors and began to spend more and more time on the links. 2020 was in fact a successful year for the operation of Lady Bird Golf Course, which set the stage for some exciting things to happen in 2021. However, the real success of Lady Bird in 2020 was the fact that the golf course was there for so many to enjoy. The City of Fredericksburg Parks and Recreation Department is made up of 9 parks encompassing approximately 323 acres. Due to the virus in 2020, some of the major projects were delayed or canceled. One project that was completed was the RV Campground Improvement Project. These improvements started in 2016, and all utilities and cable upgrades were finished in 2020. Several projects were also completed at market plots. The Morning Rotary Club completed the new basketball pavilion and playground at Old Fair Park. The new playground is inclusive and includes a large barn play structure, merry-go-round, 4 bays of swings, and 2 interactive games called Sutu and Mimo. Even with limited capacity due to the virus, both swimming pools had a busy summer. Very few special events were hosted in the parks in 2020 due to the virus. The city was still able to hold the swap meet and the July 4th fireworks show at Lady Bird Johnson Municipal Park. Known as the Guardian of the Texas Frontier, Fort Martin Scott is a City of Fredericksburg park, originally established as a U.S. Army fort in 1848. The year 2020 noted some enhancements at the historic site, including the addition of a stabilizing material to the granite gravel trail to help with erosion control. The fort was also established as a local historic landmark. The Special Events Department started 2020 off with several events scheduled for the year. The Parks and Recreation Department began the new year by stocking the creek at Lady Bird Johnson Municipal Park with rainbow trout through the Inland and Coastal Fisheries Division of Texas Parks and Wildlife. A free, family-oriented Kid Fish event was held on January 25th and included education stations that taught little anglers how to identify a rainbow trout, how to safely bait a hook, and cast their rods and reels. Over 50 children and 150 people attended the event. Many anglers caught rainbow trout and came back the next day to continue fishing. The inaugural Daddy-Daughter Dance Fairy Tale Ball was held on February 7th at the Pioneer Pavilion at Lady Bird Johnson Municipal Park. Over 200 participants attended the event and had a wonderful time dancing, eating, and spending time together. The Morning Rotary Club raised funds for over 2 years, and a ribbon cutting was held on February 21st to officially open the courts at the basketball pavilion. The Parks and Recreation Department hosted Party in the Park in conjunction with the ribbon cutting and included basketball games, contests, exercise demonstrations by Camp Gladiator, pickleball, and refreshments. In March, the coronavirus reached the United States, and many spring and summer events were canceled due to social distancing regulations, including the city's 3rd annual Open House and Touch a Truck event. Towards the end of October, City Council had some tough decisions to make when it came to holiday events. The traditional Christmas tree and German pyramid lighting could not take place safely due to the number of participants. Therefore, the CVB, in partnership with the city, created a new event called 55 Nights of Fredericksburg Lights. Every night beginning on November 12th through January 6th, an automated, pre-recorded program with music, Christmas carols, and the history of the Christmas tree and German pyramid were played for the visitors at market plots. The program concluded with a 10-second countdown ending with the lighting of Market Square. The day after Thanksgiving, Eisbahn, Heritage School's annual winter fundraiser, was able to open an ice skating rink at market plots. Heritage School developed a health and safety policy that limited capacity on the rink and required the use of face coverings and safely operated the rink through the first Sunday in January. The Fredericksburg Fire EMS team responded to 3,324 calls in 2020. Those calls included responses to structure fires, vehicle collisions with injuries, Enchanted Rock rescues, trauma calls, lift assists, transfers, vehicle pedestrian accidents, medical emergencies, smoke alarm activations, and other miscellaneous calls. The COVID-19 pandemic impacted the department significantly. It resulted in added responsibilities, response time, and operational techniques, including additional calls, added time for decontamination of ambulances, operational changes for staff safety, shift staff challenges due to illness and exposure contacts, elimination of most face-to-face training, staff and volunteer meetings virtually held only, and limited community fire safety programs. The Fire EMS team remains committed to serving the needs of our community with integrity, leadership, quality customer service, and a sense of community. In 2020, the Fredericksburg Police Department maintained a proactive approach through our vigilant efforts to create a safe environment in our city. Multiple officers were successfully recruited and hired to fill vacancies within the department. An active social media presence was used to release accurate and timely information to the public. Over 430 pounds of prescription drugs were received through this year's Police Department Drug Take-Back program, aimed at reducing prescription drug abuse. The Blue Santa program was hosted in the community and provided Christmas meals for approximately 150 deserving families. Our Animal Control Division brought on a new employee this year, which enabled us to increase operation hours to Saturdays. We continue to see an increase in our adoptions since we began operation at the new facility, with 223 animals adopted in 2020. Throughout the year, 183 dogs and 12 cats were reunited with their owners. 3 dogs and 4 cats also went to rescue groups. In a year that most economies were decimated by the COVID-19 pandemic, many aspects of the Fredericksburg economy fared well. Sales tax receipts for the 2020 reporting year totaled over $6.2 million in the city and over $3 million in the county, increases respectively over 2019, setting new records for both the city and the county. For the city, sales tax receipts increased 7.1% during the last 6 months of the reporting year compared to 2019. Prospects for continued job growth remain strong. Despite the downturn in the national economy, the Economic Development Commission continues to track numbers of robust projects currently under construction, development, or planning in our community that will add significant numbers of jobs and create additional demand for employees. As the city, county, and hill country region continue to grow, the Economic Development Commission will continue to assist with efforts to positively manage that growth, including community priorities such as additional housing and improved broadband. The annual budget guides the city's plan for providing the services, facilities, and infrastructure for the citizens of Fredericksburg. The fiscal year 2021 budget has been developed with the goal of continually increasing the quality of life for the citizens of Fredericksburg in accordance with the stated goals and priorities of the City Council. The city budget helps identify future needs, sets objectives for the coming year, and defines the purposes and resources to achieve those objectives. The adopted fiscal year 2021 budget for the City of Fredericksburg is $63,392,208, which is a 5% decrease from the fiscal year 2020 amended budget of $66,741,764. The city's governmental and enterprise budgets remain strong as we continue to meet the goals and expectations for the city's mission statement. The Gillespie County Health Division began the year of 2020 as a normal year inspecting food and beverage establishments, along with daycare centers and special events. This normalcy quickly changed in March of 2020 due to the onset of the pandemic of COVID-19. Our department quickly switched duties from inspecting establishments to assisting establishments with their preparedness and response to COVID-19. It was our responsibility to navigate and disseminate through the ever-changing state executive orders. This was accomplished in the beginning, going door to door, handing out signage and other informational documents. As the pandemic continued, so did the changing regulations. Gillespie County Health Division continued to assist establishments and the public by answering questions, keeping timely information updated on our website, and notifying through mass email distribution. Our department continues to update our customers on information as the pandemic continues throughout the year. Please visit www.fbgtx.org for a full copy of the 2020 annual report.